Hi, this is the new 14.1. So 14.1 part 2. And we're going to look at pairwise comparison method. This method allows voters to compare two candidates side by side. The winner of each round then receives 1 point. And at the end of each round, you tally up the points, and the candidate with the most points wins. I don't know if you ever played Street Fighter, but you have versus, like so-and-so versus so-and-so. And then once you've completed all the rounds against everyone, and you've won most of them, you're declared the winner. It's kind of like that. So if you want to think of pairwise comparison, think of versus. That might help you. At any rate, how are we going to do this? We're going to look through each column, and we're going to find out which candidate has the highest ranking. Then the candidate with the highest ranking will receive the votes. Then we tally them up. So you're going to tally up the votes for the two candidates. The winner will receive 1 point. And you're going to keep on doing this until every single candidate is compared with another candidate. And at the end, so overall, you will tally the points. The person or the candidate the most points is the winner. Okay, so let's go ahead and check this out. We're going to look at that zoo example again. We're going to use the pairwise comparison to determine which of the three animals will be featured on the zoo's logo. So we notice here we have tiger, kangaroo, and giraffe, each represented, tiger with a T, kangaroo with a K, G with a giraffe, and here's a preference table. So this is what we're going to use to figure out which candidate beats the others. So the first one we're going to look at is tiger versus kangaroo. So we're going to look through each column, and we're going to conclude who's the winner. So I look through the first column, and I see that tiger is in first place, kangaroo is in second, so tiger wins the votes. So tiger gets 2 of the votes. And then we're going to look at the next column. So I'm going to look at the next column, which has 3 votes at stake. In first place is tiger, in third place is kangaroo, so tiger wins the vote. So let me put a 3 there. So tiger wins the vote. And then I'm going to look at the next column, which has 5 votes at stake. And I'm looking here, and tiger's on top. So tiger's in second place, whereas kangaroo's in third. So we're looking at that. Tiger wins the vote again. So tiger gets 5. So they don't have to be in first place to win the vote. They just have to have a higher ranking. So let's look at the next column. Tiger versus kangaroo. We see kangaroo is in first place. Tiger's in third. Kangaroo wins that vote. So kangaroo has 1 point. The next column we're looking at, and let me circle kangaroo here. We have kangaroo in first place, tiger in second place, so kangaroo wins the vote. So they get 3 votes. And finally, the last column, there's 1 vote at stake. We see that kangaroo's in second place and tiger is in third. So kangaroo wins this vote. So kangaroo gets the 1 point. So now we have to just tally it. So 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 and 5 is 10. So Tiger has 10 votes. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So Kangaroo has 5 votes. The winner is Tiger. So Tiger picks up 1 point. Okay, so let me highlight that because we have to tally these up at the end. So now let's look at Tiger versus Giraffe. So Tiger versus Giraffe. I thought I had more room, but I don't. I look through each column and I determine the winner. Whoever has the highest, ranking. So let's look through here. So for 2 votes up at stake, Tiger gets first place, Giraffe gets third. So Tiger wins the votes of 2. There's 3 votes at stake in this next column. Tiger's in first place. Giraffe is in second. So Tiger wins the vote of 3. In the third column, we have 5 votes at stake. We see that Giraffe is in first place and Tiger's in second place. So Giraffe wins the vote. So Giraffe gets 5. In the next column, we have Tiger in third place, Giraffe in second. So Giraffe gets a vote of 1. In the next column, we have 3 votes at stake. We have Tiger in second place and Giraffe in third. So Tiger gets a vote because second place is better than third. So Tiger gets 3. And finally, last column, 1 vote at stake. We have Giraffe in first place, Tiger in third. So Giraffe has a higher ranking, so Giraffe gets the vote. So Tiger is 2 plus 3, that's 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. And Giraffe is 5 plus 1, which is 6. 6 plus 1, which is 7. So the winner is Tiger. So Tiger gets 1 point. Okay, so far Tiger has 2 points. We have 1 more rounds to go through. We have to do Kangaroo versus Giraffe. So once again, we're looking at G versus K. So we do the same process again. We look through every single column. So let's look through the first column. So I see that we're looking at K versus G. So Kangaroo is in second place, whereas Giraffe is in third. So Kangaroo gets the votes because it's higher order. For 3 votes at stake, we have Giraffe in second place and Kangaroo in third. So Giraffe gets the vote. So Giraffe gets 3. In the next column, I have 5 votes at stake with Giraffe in first and Kangaroo in third. So Giraffe gets a vote to 5. In the next column, I have 1 vote at stake where we have Kangaroo in first, Giraffe in second. So Kangaroo gets the vote. In the next column, I have Kangaroo in first place, Giraffe in third. So Kangaroo gets the 3 points. And finally, in the last column, I have Giraffe in first place and Kangaroo in second. So Giraffe gets a vote of 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 and 3 is 6. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 and 1 is 9. So the winner is Giraffe. So Giraffe gets 1 point. I don't know. Hopefully you guys cannot hear my cat crying right now. It's just kind of funny. He's very, very dramatic. So Tiger has 2 points, Giraffe has 1, and Kangaroo has 0. So the overall winner is Tiger. Speaking of cats. So yay, Tiger wins. And that's how you would do this. I just want to make a quick note. In this example, we did not have a tie. So if you go through these and you find 2 candidates have a tie, so if the candidates tie in a round, then each candidate will receive a half a point apiece. Okay? So in case of a tie, give one candidate a half a point, the other candidate a half a point for that round. And then you're still going to do the same thing at the end, tally up the points. Who has the most points wins. So here's something nifty because right now we only have 3 candidates that we were looking at, tiger, giraffe, and kangaroo. You know, what happens if you have more? Well, there's a formula, and the formula says the number of comparisons equals n times n minus 1 over 2. N stands for the number of candidates. If you have a preference table, they're very easy to figure out what n is. For instance, if we look at the example before, it says find the number of comparisons and list out each of the pairwise comparisons. Well, if I look here, I can tell just by the ranking system. So first, second, third, fourth. So I know that there's 4th place. So that means we have 4 candidates. So n equals 4. So if I put that in the formula, C equals n times the quantity n minus 1 over 2, we get 4 times 4 minus 1 over 2. So this becomes 4 times 3 over 2, which is 12 divided by 2. That's 6. So I know I have 6 comparisons that I have to write out. The best way to do it is just look at the first preference. So I'm just looking at, this column here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with the first letter. So I have B versus A. And then I go down. B versus C. B versus D. So there's 3 of them. Now start down with the next letter, A. So I have A versus C. A versus D. And by the way, these have to be unique. So if you already have A versus B, you don't want to put B versus A. Doesn't make sense, okay? And then you go down to the next letter. So I've done B, I've done A, do C. C versus D. So I make sure really quick I don't have any duplicates like A versus B, B versus A, and I don't. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got all of them. So that's how I would do it if you have, even if you have only 3 candidates, that'll show you exactly what the different rounds are. Okay, so this is objective 5, a tiebreaker. All the mentions or all of the voting methods described can produce a situation where there's a tie. A tie happens when 2 candidates receive the same amount of votes. The method to break a tie should be determined in advance of an election to be fair. So let's look at an example where we're going to have a tie, and then let's see what we have to do here. So the University of Florida Student Government, or SGA, is trying to decide whom to invite as a keynote speaker for commencement. The choices are Michael Jordan, J, Justin Timberlake, T, Ellen DeGeneres, D. To make the difficult decision, SGA decides to hold an election among graduating seniors. It also decides that the polarity method will be used to determine the winner and that the border count method will decide the winner in an event that the polarity method leads to a tie. So right there, they're saying, hey, we're going to use the polarity method first, but if that doesn't work, then we have to use the border count method to determine who the winner is. The result of the elections are represented in table 14.3, which is a preference table. Who will be asked to speak at the commencement ceremony? Okay, so we have D, T, and J. Let's do the polarity method first. Okay, so remember this is a popular vote basically. So D has 400, and we're just looking at the first place votes for this. And then J, which is J is Michael Jordan, has 250 and then an additional 150. Okay, so 250 plus 150 leads to 400. We have a tie. This is not surprising, by the way. All right, so we have a tie. So now we have to go to the border count method, which I'm going to write out this stuff on the next page. We're going to use this table. So remember, if you use the border count method, you're ranking. So first place votes will get 3 points, second place will get 2, and third place will get 1 vote. So that's how I'm getting these values. So let's go ahead and run through each one. So the first one I'm going to do is start with D. So Ellen DeGeneres, let's see what she got. So she got 400 votes that were in first place. This becomes 400 times 3. She then received 250 votes that were in last place, so she gets 1 point for that. And then she got 150 votes in second place, so 150 times 2. So if we do the math here, we get 1,200 plus 250 plus 150. Okay, so I get 1,200 plus 400, which gives me a grand total of 1,600. So that's how many votes she has. I'm making sure I didn't make a mistake. I did. Sorry. I'm glad I have my notes written out. I don't want to re-record. No offense. All right. So 150 times 2 actually is 300. That's where I made the mistake. So let me do the correction really quick. All right. So we have 1,200 plus, actually this is going to be 550. And 1,200 plus 550 gives me 1,750 votes. Okay. So Ellen DeGeneres, she has, 1,750 votes. Let's check out the rest. So Michael Jordan, he got 400 votes that were in last place, so he gets 1 point for that. Plus 250 votes in first place, so he gets 3 points for that. Plus 150 votes in third place, in first place, so he gets 3 points. So 400 times 1 is 400. 250 times 3 is 750. Plus 150 times 3 is 450. Okay, so if we add this up, we get, I'm adding 400 plus 450, so I get 850 here plus 750. And when you add this up, it becomes 1,600. Okay, so DeGeneres, Jordan, the last person we have here is Justin Timberlake. Okay, so Timberlake, 400 votes were in second place, so it's 400 times 2, plus 250 of the votes were in second place, so 250 times 2, plus 150 votes were in third place, so 150 times 1. So 400 times 2 gives me 800, 250 times 2 gives me 500, plus 150. So this becomes 1,300 plus 150, and we get 1,450. Okay, so who is the winner? The winner overall is D, and that would be Ellen DeGeneres. So that is the winner using the border count method because we had a tie initially between, and I can't remember who it was between. Hold on a sec. Ellen DeGeneres and Justin Timberlake. So, because SGA, said, hey, we're going to use this method to break the tie, use the border count method, we see that DeGeneres came out on top. Okay, and that is the end of this video. So, thank you for watching, and that's that.